insiders confirm what everyone suspects about Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, that apparently Blake Lively's on a no-go list when she sees interviewers, and also TMZ freaking out over their Blake Lively story. We got to discuss all this. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. Big update for you. We sort of teased this last night. We talked about it a bit, but there's been some new updates, and I wanted to bring it all together because, yeah, rumors are in that Taylor Swift's team has been out there telling everybody else that she's been doing like so many interviews. Do not bring up Ryan and Blake. And it would make sense. And even if I bet you they're not allowed to say, they're not allowed to bring up Ryan and Blake. It's a whole thing of, you know, her reps telling the interviewers' reps, and it's sort of the unwritten rule of don't bring this up. It happens a lot in Hollywood. Of course, reps want to go protect their clients and avoid any awkward stuff. Now, she's out there grabbing dinner amid the whirlwind of a press tour. Here she is. I don't know, whatever. She's looking good, doing her thing. But let's get to the real spot. She's had lots of interviews, sightings, but one thing that has not been mentioned throughout all of them is Blake Lively. It's really strange. Now, I want to also go to TMZ because they've also, we found this, Kim, shout out to Kim who found this amazing shot. We talked about this yesterday where apparently there seemed to be a shout out towards Blake. Well, TMZ and everybody else realized, oh no, this was wrong. This was actually back in 2024, October, this was last year, before they had a falling out is when they said all this, our friend Blake, etc. And Wondery is just re-uploading these videos. Why? I don't know. There's some, whatever, it doesn't matter. But they decided, and this was the first one that they're releasing, the first episode from October 16th, 2024, pretty much almost exactly a year ago, this film club of theirs. What's interesting though is TMZ posted it, and then we exposed yesterday how they seemingly pulled a response from Blake, which other outlets have now picked up, and we documented before they or perhaps Taylor Swift, I don't know, wiped it from the internet. But here's the moment where Harvey Levin found out.
Interesting update.
What happened?
So, you know, the New Heights clip that posted this morning with them talking
Blake
about
Lively?
Blake Lively?
Yeah.
It's 11 months old.
What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
From an episode, they reposted it on the New Heights.
I mean, first of all, Harvey, your teams didn't do any work on it because it was so clear. You just do a little bit of homework, the facial hair, other things, go onto this website. We a lot of us suspected what ultimately happened before TMZ just jumped on and reported it and got comments from Blake.
Yeah, but did nobody figure that out?
Yeah.
We just did.
Did we post this?
Yes, it's been up for a long time, so we're updated. Now,
Okay, we fucked up.
we definitely fucked up. But I will say this. And Siobhan pointed this out to me because I was just like, take it out of the show. Take it out of the show. And then she said, no, you're missing the point. And she's right, I did. They wouldn't repost that.
But it wasn't about the whole thing, was it?
11 months ago.
Is it Charles? I like him. He's really good to deal with Harvey.
When they did it, yes, they were all still
Kumbaya.
friends. They were all still friends. But the fact that they chose to repost that episode, they didn't have to repost
What was the
that
episode? What was the episode about? It wasn't about Blake.
It was a movie review, and Jason and Travis, watched the Sister of the Traveling Pants. Yeah. And they gave their review. A very friendly review.
You're doing somersaults.
No.
You're doing somersaults.
You're not.
To see Harvey admit it is kind of fascinating. Yeah, you're trying to make a story out of nothing, which is what happens on the internet a lot. And it's good to see Harvey is at least calling it out. Is that why they deleted the clip? Because they realized, this looks bad. But again, why they kept the other one up? And Charles here is trying to make it clear. You know, here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. Harvey then says what a lot of us already knew about Taylor. And why did he wait so long to really sort of say this?
All I can say is this. I spoke to somebody very close to Taylor. She felt utterly betrayed by Blake. Felt that Blake was using her, not just in that situation, but with other actresses where she produced.
Hold on. But how come you weren't saying all that? So if it wasn't,
they're caught realizing they're live, and it's kind of fascinating how they get into this big fight, and it reveals a lot because Harvey clearly knows Taylor's not happy, and
it's a brand new episode.
Why didn't you tell us all this then? Why didn't you make this louder then? Good question.
Everything you're saying would still be true.
Well, it never made sense to me.
It's well, it
When
still
we
doesn't
said it-
make sense, except that
We said it in the room, and I never understood
the
it.
only way to view it
You're
is
trying
that
to justify our fuck up.
No, this is the way. By the way, this is the way the fucking story should have been written when you thought it was new. When the story was new, then you thought it was, right? The point is still that there's some thawing going on. That they wouldn't be saying such.
Anyway, the fight actually is kind of fascinating to watch because then they're like, who wrote the story? Who approved it? And Charles is like, you did. Who wants to call? And nobody wants to call it Harvey because he's the boss. But it's a fascinating. But anyway, interesting little behind the curtain is what we see. And yes, as we said, this was an old episode. This has now been confirmed. It's been proven. They signed a new deal with Wondery for the podcast. So this is part of it's a 3-year project. I don't know. Ask them why all this was happening. But Blake Lively then made a comment how she was pleasantly surprised. She was taken aback, but pleasantly surprised by the comments. TMZ got the comment. And so what's interesting is, why was she pleasantly surprised? Again, shout out to Kim. She tracked this down. Why was she pleasantly surprised if back in October 18th, when it happened, she responded and talked about it on her Instagram? She knew it was old. She knew it was old. Look at this. She posted a response to the brothers' note. They responded to the review of the film on October 18th last year in her Instagram stories, calling it a natural investigative journalist sniffing out the hidden truth. She explained in her stories. Here it is. Blake Lively's story. Jason Kelsey being a natural investigative journalist sniffing out the hidden truth. Author shared with us. But anyway, this idea, I'm all here for it. Woo, woo, woo. This idea that she would have forgotten that she taped this episode, and then suddenly, Blake's surprised given the fallback. Oh, interesting. I'm pleasantly surprised, says Blake, which she knew about it. So add that to the whole conspiracy theory of who really pulled that video. Now, it was either TMZ got caught making up a Blake Lively quote, which you'd think then they'd be all over getting them up, or Blake got caught trying to use a story, or Taylor Swift allegedly could have been like, stop, get my name out of your mouth. Get my name out of your mother effing mouth. Which comes back around to the whole, this would make sense if true. I can't confirm it yet. I can't confirm this yet. I'll be honest. And even if I could speak to people, or I wonder if they're even allowed to tell me the truth, because usually if you have a no-go list, you're not allowed to reveal the no-go list, because that would be a go list. You know what I mean? So here's what Rob Shutter's reporting. Taylor Swift has banned all questions about former bestie Blake Lively during her press tour. Sources say Swift's team sent a strict no-go list to every major outlet, warning producers and journalists not to bring up Blake or her husband Ryan Reynolds on or off camera. Wow. Don't even, when the camera's off, so what's really going on with Blake? No, nothing. Taylor's team made it crystal clear Blake is off limits. They're not in a good place, and Taylor doesn't want it overshadowing her album or the engagement news. So yeah, there's now, and again, I don't know what these new lyrics are. Jealous from the silver. Where? I can't find that lyric anywhere. The two haven't been seen together in months. Taylor feels betrayed. She's focused on her music, and Travis, not friendship drama. And I do believe this. Harvey Levin just confirmed this. So that's why it's odd that now this Daily Mail piece is coming out. And what's interesting about this Daily Mail piece, I think, here it is. Multiple insiders have exclusively told Daily Mail that Swift's song Canceled is about Lively and her legal battle against Justin Baldoni. No, it's not. Stay tuned. I'll tell you why that's not. Taylor and Blake have reconnected, and some apologies were made about her being dragged into the lawsuit, but it is in no way signal that she is supporting Blake in the ongoing case because she wants to stay out of it. One source told them. In the 10th track, appeared to offer a tentative olive branch to Lively as she waxed poetic about sharing a bond with those in her inner circle who have faced public scrutiny. Yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this article. This whole thing is very strange that Daily Mail would claim all this. A second insider, they're working on their friendship and rebuilding trust, though there's a long road ahead to be on the same page. It's still a long way off for Taylor and Blake. Blah, 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 blah. Will it ever be the same as before? Who knows? The trust is to be built again, and that is easier said than done, but Taylor is listening more. As a full reconciliation between them, it's still far off. Taylor is open to more discussion and conversation, but on her own terms. Well, people who saw the film, the release of A Showgirl, Taylor did talk about this. She does an interview in the film before each song, And it's actually, you can find it out there. I'm not encouraging people to watch the pirated piece, but it's online. And while she was being interviewed, she says this, okay? This is, I can't show you the clip. Obviously, I'm not going to show anything I'm not supposed to, but I will read a transcript of what she says. The song, this is Taylor, it's explaining Canceled. The song Canceled is sort of a tongue-in-cheek glimpse at a sort of social outrage that everybody goes through now. It's not just like you're a public figure type, whatever. It's like people gossiping about you in your town. Negative comments you read on your Instagram. You can literally feel canceled by any social backlash that you get. And I've been through a lot of sort of discussions about my everything happens in my life, everything I do, everything I say. And so I tend to, like, first of all, anytime people get backlash, I tend to be the first person they reach out to. So it's very funny because it's sort of like, yeah, okay, hi. Yeah, no, somebody told me you got in trouble for making that joke. Hey, yeah, how are you? It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You want to get lunch? Yeah, it's fine. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to write a song about how you can become wiser for it and how you can become sharper. And I definitely judge people a lot less now that I've been under this microscope for so long. I just judge people for I just judge people based on who I know them to be, their actions, not like some sort of general consensus. Good for her. Where people are like, step away, they're radioactive. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that if somebody proves they're not a good person. That last line is key. In fact, I want to show it. I'm going to put the script up here so you can see this line yourself. Because to me, that says it all. I'm not going to just step away if someone declares them radioactive. I'm going to do that if somebody proves they're not a good person. Blake Lively. Blake Lively. So no, I don't believe Daily Mail is right on this. I think they're trying to just make some more headlines. This is not what everyone suspects. In fact, Harvey Levin, as much as he annoys me, I do believe he has more insight on this than most. And yeah, their frustration is clear. Taylor's not happy. Taylor clearly doesn't want to talk about it. And clearly they're not very close anymore. So what do you think of all this? I'm curious what your take is. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Do you think this is true that Taylor and team aren't blocking all questions? Do you think this has Blake spiraling, hence maybe why they pulled that quote that was out there and now no longer is? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, smash the like I said, and leave a comment down below. It helps the engagement a bunch. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way here on Popcorn Planet. Thank you so much for watching.